16th, 2022 to order. Guess first we'll do attendance. Joyce Miller.
Here.
Susich.
Here.
Yolanda Roberts.
Here.
And I'm Matt Wissingham here, so we have a quorum. First thing, we'll look at the minutes from last month. If you haven't had a chance, ask if anybody has any additions or corrections. And if nobody does, I'll welcome a movement to accept them.
I make a motion to accept the meetings from the April meeting.
I'll second it.
Great. Been moved and seconded to approve the minutes from the April meeting. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Hearing none, those pass. Now on to our financial reports for the month of April. We don't have as many pages to look at anymore, so. And again, ask if anybody has any additions or questions in there. Nobody has any. I'll ask for an approval of those. A motion to approve.
I make a motion to accept the financial reports for April.
Second.
Great. Been moved and seconded to approve the financial reports for the month of April 2022. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. And then those pass. Now we'll look at the occupancy report, the hot off the press occupancy report.
Ink still wet.
Yeah. Looks like the same as last month there with the
Pretty much.
LC properties being the only ones vacant.
I make a motion to approve the occupancy report.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the occupancy report for May. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Hearing none, those pass. Now on to number 4 here. The resolution supporting adoption of updated administrative plan for the Housing Choice Voucher Program. Bruce, you want to explain that to everybody? I know you explained it to me one day. But...
Yeah, so and I'll be honest, I didn't go back and find the exact month and year when we maybe first adopted it, but let me first talk about what this is. So when we go out and do HQS inspections, housing quality standards inspections for voucher move-ins, some time ago we started connecting that with the rental license process. So our rental code has a requirement that the furnace be inspected by someone with qualifications not more than 5 years ago and pass inspection requirement, or else they can't get a rental license. And so what I believe happened was when that became a procedural shift for our rental code inspectors, that our HQS inspection followed suit, thinking that it might avoid confusion when, oh, someone from the city was just here and I think I still have that, or, you know, why are you requiring, you know, you're not asking me for that, but I just had to provide it 6 months ago to a rental inspector, you know, and so some of that confusion issue. What we have found, however, is that we already have a requirement in our HQS inspection that they have a valid rental license. So rather than, and our timing is often different, right? Where we will come in and inspect based upon the program and when that is necessitated, whereas the rental code inspectors have them on a re-inspection cycle. So after talking with the rental code inspection staff, we said, why don't we not require it in our process to not confuse the timing of getting it? We know that they'll have to have it to be able to get a rental license, and we check that they have a valid rental license. And quite selfishly, we're in a period where it's been difficult. We want to get more people leased up, and this, quite honestly, is one of the primary factors that slows down lease ups. So we said, the rental code inspectors are going to maintain that as a requirement. You have to have a valid rental license when you sign up with us. We might do a unit 2 or 3 times in a year's time if there's some move outs and stuff. So we just said, let's make our process a little bit easier so that we can get more people leased up with our program, given that our numbers have been declining and people are finding it harder and harder. So I don't think it's a safety issue. We did talk through that. We wanted to make sure that this wasn't endangering anyone. And I think collectively we decided it's not. In fact, what we used to do before this was we would check, it's more info than you want probably, but I wanted to give you the full picture. We would inspect, we would look for I believe it's a carbon monoxide tester that, that was functioning within, I forget the distance, 10, 12 feet from the furnace. And we stopped doing that when we adopted this as the requirement. And quite honestly, in between 5-year periods, having a furnace that has a problem mechanically develop is probably more likely than monoxide, which might be due to a variety of factors, right? And so we kind of feel like this is, the rental code inspectors are checking for it too, but that's actually more important maybe on the fact that we might come in 6 months or 8 months later, or a year and a half later after a rental code inspection. We think the carbon monoxide requirement that we had before is actually probably as important, if not more important. So we feel like we're still in a safe position for our tenants, but we also feel like strategically this is going to get us remove one hurdle that has kind of been delaying rent up. So that's the long story for what caused us to do that one. The second one is maybe a little bit quicker, and that is a local preference that we've adopted some time ago. Again, I apologize, I didn't go back and see when. In fact, it was long enough ago that we couldn't determine if, when you all adopted it, the previous commission adopted it, if it was 20 hours or 30 hours a week that we looked for in terms of one or more family members in the household working. It's a small preference. It's not a lot of points, but it was a nod to, if someone in the household is working, we'll give you a leg up in the wait list. And since we couldn't determine, we've been looking at 20 hours a week for years now, and we couldn't determine if we had adopted a 20 or 30. It seems like it was maybe 30. So we thought we'd just do an administrative confirmation of that by making it 20 hours with this change. And so now we'll make sure that our administrative plan reflects that. So that's the long and short of both of those changes. Might be some more coming down the line, but I wanted to get these two in front of you while we had some time. So any questions, let me know.
The rental folks seem all fine on that. They not marching to their own.
The furnace inspection one?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that we weren't putting more work on them by us not checking it. And they said, quite honestly, no, we don't even, if it's been more than 5 years when we go in to look at the unit, we're asking for it anyway. So, there hasn't been there hasn't been a lessening of work from their end anyway, from us doing it. So they were fine with it. They said this is kind of is a bit more streamlined for them because then there won't be this, oh, wait, did somebody else have it on file? And wait, who did you work with down in there? And who's your housing coordinator? And so I think they were good with it, the rental inspectors.
Is that people out of Public Works Department?
Right, yep.
Okay, does anybody have any questions for that? If not, I guess I'll ask for a motion to approve that resolution.
I make the motion to approve the resolution.
Second.
Great. It's been moved and seconded to approve the resolution supporting adoption of updated administrative plan for the Housing Choice Voucher Program. Adopted this day, the 16th of May, 2022. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That passes. So other than that, I believe next month is June, and we are having a different date because of a newly adopted city holiday, which I didn't realize until Bruce mentioned it.
Juneteenth?
Juneteenth they're going to be observing this year. So the Monday after that is the 27th. Which the following week is 4th of July already, so all kinds of holidays. But if the 27th works, we'll go with that. Is that okay, Joyce? Yolanda? Okay.
Good.
Good enough. Well, I think that's it. I guess the only other, did you folks bring your financial interest or turn it in? Okay. I've got mine. It was a lot simpler than what I thought it was going to be, but I'll have to say thanks, Gary, for sending in the question about picking one up because my printer is shot.
Yeah.
So I came down and she said, oh, I don't have any. I'll just run you off a copy.
Went into the front office there, or the front.
Yeah, she printed, right. That's
Right
what
there,
I
yeah.
did. I said, I looked at it and I said, is that it? She said, yep. I said,
Took about 2 minutes to fill it out, probably.
yeah. Okay, well, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn our meeting.
Make the motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
Great. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you, everyone.
Ooh, I have one, I should have mentioned, I apologize. I have one quick update for everybody. I forgot to mention, next month your meeting will be a public hearing on the annual plan and the 5-year plan. So I don't know how many of you have been through that before. It's not, I mean, I have the plan. I was going to actually make copies for you. It's a bit of paper, and quite honestly, it doesn't say much. So I thought I would not kill a tree for it because it's sort of like the forms they have you fill out and you check a couple of boxes and things. So I have one. If you'd like, I can email it to you. People have the rest through June 27th to comment. So we have a notice in the paper. People can stop by and look at this if they'd like to. Generally, nobody does. And then you would open your meeting next month with the public hearing. We'll have it near the beginning. And then if anyone wants to comment, they can. And then you'll adopt or recommend, I forget how we word it, but we'll have you take action approving the 5-year and the annual, and then we can get that sent into HUD so that we can. It could be. I mean, up to you guys. If you have lots of questions, I would almost say let me know in the meantime if you have any questions. It's not, I mean, the biggest thing is we're disposing of the public housing asset, which we disclosed. Yeah, yep. I'll send them on to you. And then it references like the consolidated plan, which is, it's on file, it's on our website and all that. So, I mean, there's there's not a lot of new info that you're looking at with any of it, but since they require us to do it, I wanted to make sure we were doing the process the right way, so. Thank you, guys. Thank you.